Factz Media Global. You live at 5 with the KOC. Where you tuning in at? You tuning into the FMG. You already know. Now let's get it started. First and foremost, just want to see how's everybody's day going. You know, it's all about you. Today is National Women's Day. What's going on, ladies? How y'all ladies doing today? Today is a day that they decided to honor you. All of our women. Today we honor y'all. What's going on with my first shifters? Y'all getting home safe? Y'all getting that dinner already? That din? Finishing up the kids' homework? Getting them settled down? If right now you look around your house and ain't none of your kids got their face stuck inside of a cell phone, a tablet, a laptop, unless they putting in some work, I congratulate you. You looking around and your kids are being active. They got a book. They working with their hands. I congratulate you. You, woman, are the real MVP. And that's coming straight from the FMG, Factz Media Global. It's a movement. It's a network. It takes millions to make change. We need to stop playing, people. We need to start working on our networking skills. When I say networking skills, I mean we done got to this point where nobody can't tell us nothing. Nobody can't tell me nothing. I got all the answers. I done been there. I done that. But on the same token, I got a cutoff notice stuck on my refrigerator for my electric. My kids are wilding, throwing cell phones and tablets around the house because I can't keep up with my Wi-Fi bill. I mean, come on, people. This is not adding up. This is not adding up. Factz Media Global is going to be the first to let you know. This is not adding up. Where we going? What number do I call right now to join the movement, people? What number do I call to join the movement where I'm going to be secure in donating my money and supporting the cause that's going to advance our people? In the struggle, people, in the struggle. Make your moves cautiously. Understand. Do not be running with these cowards. Do not be running with these cowards pushing nonsense agenda that will never get you nowhere, has never gotten us nowhere. They want to talk about how black this, forget the white man, the devil, the Chinese man, we gotta run up. Where do they do that at? Do not listen to that nonsense. Why? Because all of that hate, I'm gonna say it again, all of that hate that these individuals choose to spew now will define them for the rest of their life. And if you join in, it would also define you. So we must move accordingly. We must move consciously. We cannot continue to move on impulse, people. On impulse, when you move on impulse, it's never a good thing. Moving on impulse did not get us in the situation that we're in right now. The powers that be did not move on impulse. The powers that be that has us stuck in the situation that we're in right now, systematically, trust and believe, when they put it together, it was strategic. It was strategic planning. It was not moving off the whim. They did not move off the wind, people. It was strategic planning. But you know where we at right now. This is the kind of situations that we at right now. We cannot bat a blind eye. We cannot act like we don't understand the issues that's going on. Talk to Malcolm.
To understand this, you have to go back to what young brother here referred to as the house Negro and the field Negro, back during slavery. There was two kinds of slaves. There was the house Negro and the field Negro. The house Negro, they lived in the house with master. They dressed pretty good. They ate good because they ate his food, what he left. They lived in the attic or the basement, but still they lived near their master. And they loved their master more than the master loved himself. They would give their life to save their master's house quicker than the master would.
Listen, people. These are the ones that need to be targeted. These are the ones that's right in the midst, taking advantage of our struggle day by day. Do they want to see you get ahead? Is there any room in the house for you? I say no. Let's move on.
The house Negro, if the master said, we got a good house here, the house Negro say, yeah, we got a good house here. Whenever the master said we, he said we. That's how you can tell a house Negro. If the master's house caught on fire, the house Negro would fight harder to put the blaze out than the master would.
Facts.
If the master got sick, the house Negro would say, what's the matter, boss? We sick. We sick. He identified himself with his master more than his master identified with himself.
We have a problem, Houston. This is what's going on right now. That's why you forced into the temporary employment agencies instead of being hired on by the company. You know who did that? You know who made that possible? Same individual Brother Malcolm speaking of right here. These are the ones that's always pushing the agenda, pushing you further and further and further behind the eight ball. How do we think? How do we think that they don't exist? That these individuals are phased out? How can you ever come to that conclusion? If existed then, they exist now. Stronger than ever. Talk to him, brother Mount.
And if you came to the house Negro and said, let's run away, let's escape, let's separate, that house Negro would look at you and say, man, you crazy. What you mean separate? Where is there a better house than this? Where can I wear better clothes than this? Where can I eat better food than this? That was that house Negro. In those
You see the mindset, people? You see the mindset? So when we try to come to a common ground with the mother of our child, and we say, look, this child support thing that you pushing, don't get caught up into that, because it was a design to destroy not only you, but the same child that they're using as a pawn. Just give me some time. You know, when I got with you, I was out there living the fast life. You came to see me when I caught that charge. You understand that my record's messed up right now. But it's only making things worse when you got these child support people on my back, chasing me down for money that they know, because of my record, I can't hold a job or keep a job or get hired. So I need you to go down there and close that case and work with me, so that I can gain my footing, so I can be able to get me a job and you know, change the stigma that's been set on me because of the decisions that I made in the past. I need you to work with me. You know what she gonna say? Hell no. Because that independence card, I can't get that nowhere else. That couple of dollars a month cash assistance, I can't get that nowhere else. So I'm staying. I'm gonna hang on with Master. You shaky. You not reliable. I'm gonna lean on Master. You know why? Cause I don't know if you know it or not, but I'm a house. I'm in the house. Cause I'm in the house.
those days he was called a house nigger. And that's what we call him today, because we still got some house niggers running around here. This modern house Negro loves his master. He wants to live near him. He'll pay 3 times as much as the house is worth just to live near his master. And then brag about, I'm the only Negro out here. I'm the only one on my job. I'm the only one in this school. You're nothing but a house Negro.
You ain't heard that. How many of them we got running around right now? Ain't even official. If you really want to look at them, you would call them a fake house nigga. Because they ain't even official. But they try so hard. They try so hard. You know. No matter how, or no matter what type of leaps forward you trying to take to make change, you always got them. You gotta be able to pinpoint these individuals. You got to get them out of your life. You got to be able to pinpoint these individuals with A1 precision. I don't need none of these individuals associated with the movement. That's why I steadily push we need to go underground. We want to sit at the round table. The World Wide Web ain't the spot. It's not the meeting place. This is not the meeting place, people. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, this is not the meeting place. Only thing you do here is you push the narrative. You promote your narrative. And you do it now before this platform be taken away. And we have nothing to do because we ain't creating those YouTube platforms where we have control. And with the platform we do have, we want to play and joke. Like we got time to do that. You don't even have the right to get on any kind of social platform and waste any time with beef, especially with your own people that look the same just like you. I gotta watch a video of somebody that look just like the last video I watched, and they down in the last one, and then it goes on and on and on and on and on. Why? And what happens? The powers that be, they sitting back and they just watching y'all dummies. They just watching y'all dummies. That's what they doing. What are you gonna do to change that? You gotta clean house. You gotta clean house. House got to be clean.
And if someone come to you right now and say, let's separate, you say the same thing that the house Negro said on the plantation. What you mean separate? From America? This good white man? When are you going to get a better job than you get here? I mean, this is what you say. I ain't left nothing in Africa. That's what you say. Why, you left your mind in Africa. The Negro in the field didn't get nothing but what was left of the insides of the hoe. They call them chitlins nowadays. In those days, they call them what they were, guts. That's what you were, a gut eater. And some of you all still gut eaters.
Y'all ain't hear that though. Y'all ain't hear that. Think you talking about those chitlins? Yeah, of course. We still eating them chitlins. But check out what else is in these foods now. Check out what all of the other things that they doing with these foods now. How they shooting up the animals so they can mass produce. So when they give this cow this shot, and it's 100, 200 pounds, for instance, and after the shot, next thing you know, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. The cow done reached 300 pounds in a matter of weeks. How you think that's going on? How you think you see Joe Smo here at the corner store? He 180 soaking wet. 30 days later, he Lou Ferrigno. Come on. Only thing they did was just switch it up. Still the same old same. We just stopped. We paused. We on pause. We gotta hit that pause button. We just sat on pause. We move on.
The field Negro was beaten from morning till night. He lived in a shack, in a hut. He wore cast-off clothes. And he hated his master.
What we got going on? How they got us living? Do you see the comparison? Do you see the comparison? Let me go back. Let me go back.
But what was left of the insides of the hog, they call them chitlins nowadays. In those days, they call them what they were, guts. That's what you were, a gut eater. And some of you all still gut eaters. The field Negro was beaten from morning till night. He lived in a shack.
Beaten from morning to night. He lived in a shack. What did I just say, people? We are being exploited from the time we wake up in the morning to the time we go to sleep at night. We are being beaten. When I say beaten, we are living in shacks. We are living in shacks. Project tenements. Low income housing. The bed bugs and the roaches are meeting us at the door when we tour the property. Don't think that the beating is physical, people. It's not physical, it's mental. Trust me.
In a hut. He wore cast-off clothes. And he hated his master. I say he hated his master. He was intelligent. That house Negro loved his master. But that field Negro, remember, they were in the majority. And they hated the master.
Did you get that? in the majority. Now, hey, it's understandable to feel how you feel about what have taken place in the past. Everybody had their different views. Factz Media Global, you already know where we stand. Different times, it takes for different things. You can't move everywhere a certain way. Sometimes you have to adjust to the situation that you're in. You gotta constantly adjust. That's why I push awareness. Always being aware of your situation. Know what's going on in your surroundings. Man, these are skills and tactics that need to start being taught and practiced today. Today, people. Let's move on.
When the house caught on fire, he didn't try and put it out. That field Negro prayed for a wind, for a breeze. When the master got sick, the field Negro prayed that he died. If someone come to the field Negro and said, let's separate, let's run, he didn't say, where are we going? He said, any place is better than here.
There you go, right there. I ain't gotta say no more. Post-traumatic stress has just hit the kid. The KLC is falling back. I ain't even said. So all you gotta do is just use common sense. Who is the ones out here preaching all that nonsense, ain't making no moves, ain't making no advancements, ain't trying to do nothing to make a difference? They talk a good one, ain't making no moves. You ask yourself the question and you find yourself the answer within yourself. Only thing I provide is a little inspiration, a little guidance, a little spark. A little spark that, ignite that flame inside of you that you tired. You tired. You tired of when you wake up in the morning, you're being exploited all the way until the time when you go to sleep at night. Talk to him, Mal.
You got field Negroes in America today. I'm a field Negro. The masses are the field Negroes. When they see this man's house on fire, you don't hear these little Negroes talking about our government is in trouble. They say the government is in trouble. Imagine a Negro, our government. I even heard one say our astronauts. They won't even let him near the plant. And our astronauts.
You hear him all the time talking about our president. Just listen. Just listen. The brother Malcolm is laying out the blueprint. He's telling you the blueprint on how to pinpoint these certain individuals. How can we not pay homage to the ancestors, knowing that if you pay attention and listen, the blueprint for all your questions the answers for all of your questions is right here. Let's move on, people. It takes millions to make change. Dollars, dollars, pesos, dineros.
Our Navy, that's a Negro that's out of his mind. That's a Negro that's out of his mind. Just as the slave master in that day used Tom, the house Negro, to keep the field Negroes in check, the same old slave master today has Negroes who are nothing but modern Uncle Toms, 20th century Uncle Toms, to keep you and me in check.
Do you believe it? Do you believe it? Or do you feel like you have reached the pinnacle and you above all the nonsense? I'm asking a question. Do you believe, Brother Malcolm? Let's move on.
Keep us under control. Keep us passive and peaceful and nonviolent. That's Tom making you nonviolent. It's like when you go to the dentist and the man is going to take your tooth. You're going to fight him when he starts pulling. So they squirt some stuff in your jaw called Novocaine to make you think they're not doing anything to you. So you sit there, and because you got all that Novocaine in your jaw, you suffer peacefully.
Huh? We numb, people. We numbed up. Don't try to, don't try to over exaggerate the cause. Listen, we numb. We Novocaine out. Numbed up. Over medicated. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. We have to move now. We have to network now. That's the only way we're gonna make effective change. We have the blueprint. The only thing that is missing is individuals with the courage, with the zeal, with the spunk to stand up, organize, network, and just watch. Watch how change takes effect. We have to understand, people, that it's a process. That it's a process. We have to learn how to run administrations on a high scale in order to ever be able to run our own government. To be able to run our own government, we have to start somewhere. We have to start perfecting the principles and the characteristics that it takes to reach the common goal that we're trying to reach. We have to be well versed in the situations that we inspire to take place in, and you know, make an impact. So we have to phase out. We have to phase out, have to break down, have to network, and then therefore it's a line of communication, and it's a global Factz Media Global Central Network. We have our own disaster relief. We have our own relief of well, any kind, and then we can begin to have our own welfare assistance, where we doing our own welfare. Don't you see Walmart and all of these big chain companies? They delivering food to your door now. You can order online and you can have your rice and roni right at the door. The San Francisco treat, all the way from San Francisco. Rice and roni. It's unlimited. It's unlimited opportunity. The potential is right there. Let's move on.
Blood running all down your jaw, and you don't know what's happening, because someone has taught you to suffer peacefully. The white man do the same thing to you in the street. When he gonna want to put knots on your head and take advantage of you and don't have to be afraid of you fighting back, to keep you from fighting back, he get these old religious Uncle Toms to teach you and me that just like Novocaine, suffer peacefully.
You ain't heard it from me. Ask yourself the question. Do an evaluation of your life. Do a soul search. Find out the kind of people in your circle who fit the criteria. Pinpoint them, fill them out, and then disassociate yourself. Only if you share the same goals, and that goal is equality, being self-sufficient, and begin to control the narrative, which is your future. Factz Media Global. Let's move on.
Don't stop suffering, just suffer peacefully. As Reverend Clee pointed out, let your blood flow in the streets. This is a shame. And you know he's a Christian preacher. If it's a shame to him, you know what it is to me.
Hope y'all got that.
There's nothing in our book, the Quran, as you call it, Koran, teaches us to suffer peacefully. Our religion teaches us to be intelligent, be peaceful, be courteous, obey the law, respect everyone. But if someone puts his hand on you, send him to the cemetery.
Now, I ask you a question. Once again, ask yourself, who are the people that you support? Are they preaching rhetoric other than the brother Malcolm right here? See, Brother Malcolm, he understood. He understood the fact of how behind we are in the struggle. And that if we choose to spit rhetoric and try to disassociate ourselves with the people who are heading industries, who are leading in technologies, where does that leave you? Late to the debate? I ask you to ask yourself, do a evaluation of your circle. Let's move on.
That's a good religion. In fact, that's that old-time religion. That's the one that Ma and Pa used to talk about. An eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth, and a head for a head, and a life for a life. That's a good religion.
Isn't that how this land was built? You can't move away and you can't try to shy away from the principles. The principles. Every man should have principles. So you ask yourself, you do the evaluation, and you figure out who's in your circle that demonstrate principles, who teaches and encourages great principles. And you pinpoint them and you target them and you get close and you learn and y'all share. This is what I encourage you to do.
And then anybody, no one resents that kind of religion being taught but a wolf who intends to make you his meal. This is the way it is with the white man in America. He's a wolf, and you're a sheep. Anytime a shepherd, a pastor, teach you and me not to run from the white man, and at the same time teach us don't fight the white man, he's a traitor to you and me. Don't lay down our life all by itself. No. Preserve your life.
What did he say? Don't lay down our life just like that. We have to preserve. We have to preserve our life. Think about it. How do you preserve your life? You preserve your life. Your life consists of the youth. That's how you carry on. You don't have eternal life. So in order to live on, you have to gain a grip on the youth, people. Listen, George R. Bush. Pay attention to the screen. Pay attention to the quote. What did he say? What did he say? Now we all know who George R. Bush is. George R. Bush, he said, families is where our nation finds hope, where wings take, dream. I want y'all to think about that. Break it down. Think about that. Move on.
Best thing you got. And if you got to give it up, let it be even Steven.
Y'all ain't hear that. I heard that. Let me go back.
Preserve your life. It's the best thing you got.
The best
And if
thing
you
you
got to
got.
give it up, let it be even Steven.
Even Steven. Even Steven, man. You gotta let it be even Steven, man. You know what I mean? Everything gotta be even Steven. That's how the Dominicans used to talk, man. That's how the Dominicans, man, used to talk, man. No monkey business. No monkey business. Jackie, 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 Papa, Jackie, Jackie, Papa, Papa, Jackie. No monkey business. I'm in England. I'm in England. Everything even Steven.
The slave master took Tom and dressed him well and fed him well and even gave him a little education, Gave him a long coat and a top hat and made all the other slaves look up to him. Then he used Tom to control them. The same strategy that was used in those days is used today by the same white man. He take a Negro, a so-called Negro, and make him prominent. Build him up. Publicize him. Make him a celebrity. And then he becomes a spokesman for Negroes and a Negro leader.
Huh? Huh? Come on. Come on, man. Why Obama came? Like, why did Obama just, well, rock? He just came. Like, I just had like a vision. Well, I don't know. I don't know why that happened, but I don't know why that happened, but it happened. Factz Media Global. It's a movement. Let's move on.
I would like to just mention one thing else quickly, and that is the method that the white man uses, how the white man uses these big guns or Negro leaders against the black revolution. They're not a part of the black revolution. They're used against the black revolution.
Did you hear what he said? So I ask you, while you do your self-evaluation, you pinpoint any individual in your circle who fit these characteristics, and you make a sound judgment. That's what I encourage you to do today. Live at 5. Factz Media Global. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Let's move on.
When Martin Luther King failed to desegregate Albany, Georgia, the civil rights struggle in America reached its low point. King became bankrupt almost as a leader. Plus, even financially, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference was in financial trouble. Plus, it was in trouble, period, with the people when they failed to desegregate Albany, Georgia. Other Negro civil rights leaders of so-called national stature became fallen idols. as they became fallen idols, began to lose their prestige and influence, local Negro leaders began to stir up the masses. In Cambridge, Maryland, Gloria Richardson. In Danville, Virginia, and other parts of the country, local leaders began to stir up our people at the grassroots level. This was never done by these Negroes whom you recognize of national stature.
Talk to 'em. You know, we all need accolades. We all need to sit amongst our people and praise, praise, praise. But what are you congratulating? What are we congratulating, people? A whole lot of shucking and jiving. A whole lot of bootlicking. Do I gotta break it down? Do I gotta break it down on how every time we wanna push this narrative on how we doing something for our people, when you peel back the layers, the person that's really taking advantage and making all the money is the same person that you talking all the rhetoric about? When you peel back the layers, I peel back the layers, but it ain't my job. I want you to do your own research. Peel your own layers back. And when you do that, you're going to see at the core who really stands strong in that so-called power movement. Let's move on, people.
They controlled you, but they never incited you or excited you. They controlled you. They contained you. They kept you on the plantation. As soon as King failed in Birmingham, Negroes took to the streets. King got out and went out to California to a big rally and raised about, I don't know how many thousands of dollars. Come to Detroit and had a march and raised some more thousands of dollars. And recall, right after that, Wilkins attacked King, accused King and the Corps of starting trouble everywhere and then making the NAACP get them out of jail and spend a lot of money. And then he accused King and Corps of raising all the money and not paying it back. This happened. I got it in documented evidence in the newspaper. Roy started attacking King, and King started attacking Roy, and Farmer started attacking both of them. And as these Negroes of national stature begin to attack each other, they begin to lose their control of the Negro masses. And Negroes was out there in the streets. They was talking about, we're going to march on Washington. By the way, right at that time, Birmingham had exploded, and the Negroes in Birmingham, remember, they also exploded. They began to stab the crackers in the back and bust them upside the head. Yes, they did. That's when Kennedy sent in the troops down in Birmingham. So, and right after that, Kennedy got on the television and said, this is a moral issue. That's when he said he's going to put out a civil rights bill. And when he mentioned civil rights bill and the Southern crackers started talking about they were going to boycott it or filibuster it, then the Negroes started talking about what? We're going to march on Washington, march on the Senate, march on the White House, march on the Congress, and tie it up, bring it to a halt. Don't let the government proceed. They even said they was going to go out to the airport and lay down on the runway and don't let no airplanes land. I'm telling you what they said. That was revolution. That was revolution. That was the black revolution. It was the grassroots out there in the street. Scared the white man to death. Scared the white power structure in Washington, D.C. to death. I was there. When they found out that this black steamroller was going to come down on the Capitol, they called in Wilkins. They called in Randolph. They called in these national Negro leaders that you respect and told them, call it off.
Factz Media Global. It's a movement. Live at 5. We have to pinpoint the hindrance. Understand the block. Continue to push the narrative. Takes a village to raise a child. Factz Media Global. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We live at 5. The African land acquisition. Understand. Look it up. Look it up. Takes a village. It takes millions. We got it. When I say it takes millions, I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about money. So I encourage everybody, let's start networking. Let's start speaking. Let's start picking the phone up. Start keeping in contact. Let's start learning the skill. It's bigger than that. Appreciate everybody coming through. Factz Media Global. One.